With my laptop stolen, actually, I'm kind of forced to do this with a mobile phone. I do not really like to trade on phone because sometimes I don't see all the key levels properly. So I've really been getting some comments and messages in my DM asking me to show how to make entry. Now we have a key level here, okay, and if you see that, you would actually discover that there is a key level down here. All right, so please do well to like this video and subscribe as well. Then you have this rejection which we are seeing here, and you want to actually do well to put a vertical line at that rejection coming down to your 4 hour time frame. We want to look for, or we want to see a break of structure to the upside. This line, we see this rejection coming over here. This rejection is happening actually at this point in time. And where do we want to see get broken? We want to see this guy get broken. Okay, that guy should get broken. Now that guy was broken. When that guy was broken, there are actually certain levels you would expect price to rebound back to. That first level where I drew, you can expect price to rebound back to for an entry, or this side for an entry. Okay. Okay. So, but that is just like a manual drawing. Let me use the Fibonacci too. Let's say Fibonacci. Let me use the proper levels to draw this for you. Okay. So we have this one as a level. We also have this as another level. Okay, we have this as another level. We also have this as another level. We have this level here. We also have this level here. And if you ask me how come am I actually drawing it at those points, is that if you go to your line charts, you will see clearly that there are actually eight levels over there. Is it making sense right now? Fantastic. All right, so I don't want to bore you as well, but there's another secret level. Why am I using the word secret? I don't like to use these things called secret. Nothing is secret in this universe. Information can always be found in the universe, actually. Now, that's anarchy level. That is I call that the 50% retracement level of any environment. Let me use that word for lack of words. Oh, I missed that. I really missed that. Okay, let me draw that again. Let me draw that again, and you can see that using the Fibonacci. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about entries. Okay, now I will draw this line as my. So now these are key levels. So now I'm wondering, you're asking, oh, there are a lot of key levels. Which one do I choose? Now the truth is that I don't usually draw lots of key levels like this because of the fact that I sometimes know how to be fluid with these things. But because you're probably just learning this thing, I want to show you all the possible entries or the possible levels that price could come off. So imagine price that must have broken through your level this way. Now you've drawn all the levels that are available. Now, sometimes to filter the level, you might have to go back up to your daily time frame to filter the levels to see the ones that are way more stronger. And if you observe, go back to your candle charts, or even without your candle chart, can you see that? Can you see that there is something looking bent here? Do you see this level that is bent here? That level, you can see the line is not too straight. This straight line is not really that straight. It's actually curved like this. Take a very close look at it. You will observe that it's quite curved. So I will prioritize that level. Yes. So I could go back to my candlestick just to confirm. You can see that this particular line I'm tapping is just on the body of the candle. So you can delete that one. All right. Then what about this one? This one is also on the body of the candle. I could also delete that one as well. Now this one is actually on a gap level here on the daily time frame. Okay, on the time frame, so that one can actually be left there. All right, then what about this guy up here? This guy up here is just on the bottom of the candle, and this guy as well is just on the bottom of the candle. So I might want to delete those ones as well. I might want to delete them as well. But let's see. Let me go back to the forward time frame. Let's see what really happened here. Now this is why I said I do not like using phone for trading because it's quite very stressful. Quite very stressful. So again, where are you? So I will delete these places because they just happen to be on the bottom of the candle. But this guy here is actually on a gap level on the daily. That is why I would prioritize it. So I'm acting as though I'm just seeing this in live because many a times you might not be able to tell exactly where this thing will actually revert from, but just know the possible key levels. Okay, so looking at this particular level, because it's actually coinciding with a gap level on the daily time frame, I would have naturally prioritized that level. However, if you go down a bit, you see that price actually, um, yeah. So naturally, you can actually take your trade from this point. Okay, you could actually take your trade from this point and fly all the way up. All right, then you might want to just do your projection by doing this. By doing this, where is that stuff? By actually doing this, since you can see it on this place. All right, then you want to take a projection all the way up. Then your stop loss, you could put your stop loss down here. Now that is too far, all right, but that's too far. Depending, right? Depending, but that's the natural thing to do. Like ideally, now, this is just like a rough entry. I call it rough entry whereby I don't want to refine it. I just want to enter right off the bat. So I cut it like this rough entry. And if you want to see the amount of pips that this exposes you to, you can actually okay. That's about I think 95 if I'm correct. Let me use what if I was entering from here? Okay. What if I was entering from here? That would be this is just a rough entry. I call it rough entry. Okay, so let's say I'm trying to buy, let's say 1 minute lot from is that how to pronounce it? Right. So what would be my stop loss if I kept it down here? That would be about -$9. Am I correct? All right. So the -$9, and so okay, -$9, and the amount of pips is 93 pips. That's quite much. Okay. So now, imagine you actually were targeting. So, where would your target be? You could just like target this level up here. I confirm that, please. It's quite stressful to do this on phone. And what will you be targeting? That will be $35. Now, this is just a rough entry, but if I wanted to like refine it better, okay. Let's say I didn't want to. I don't want to have this much stop loss that I have here. I would actually And if I don't have this much top loss I have here, I would actually go down a bit to a lower time frame. So what I just basically did now in the first step of the video was that I just entered right off the hook. Okay, I just entered right off the hook, and you can see how I did took the entry. So what if maybe I wanted to like refine the bit so as to reduce my stop loss and also reduce my risks? What would I have done? Is that remember, like I told you, there are several key levels there, and there are several levels there, and you might not know exactly where it will react from. All you just have to do is like look for look for just watch what price is doing per time. Okay, so you just imagine that okay, those levels are there and price just some may have actually entered from this place, some may have entered from this place, some may have entered from here, some may have been waiting to get down here and he missed the trade. But wherever you choose, whatever level you are choosing, okay, just know that your stop loss must end at this place. Do you understand? All right. So what if we want to like take it down a bit further? We want to like refine this whole thing and Then okay, what I would do is this. When I see this actual this once I once I see that price has broken above this level, okay. Once I see that price has broken above that level, what I'm expecting now is that I want to get a retest, and that is where I will have all my levels marked out. All right, all my levels marked out, and with all my levels marked out, what levels are those again? Let's bring them back into play. We have this one here. All right. We also have this one here. And due to the nature of how I take my trades, I like to take trades that, uh, how will I put it? I like to take trades that, I have to take trades where price reacts right from the tip of a place. I don't like too much drawdowns. Okay, this is actually the level. Okay, this is actually a level as well. And this is actually a level as well. All right, so once again, how did I get that? Look at my line charts, and you will see this. Can you see this? It's making more sense, right? Okay, so what about this guy here? Bam. And I remember I told you that there's also a 50% level which you drew here, if you remember. So I'm just using my hand to do that roughly here. Now, the truth is this. So this is what you may like want to do, okay? And let's say that price now began to draw back. Now you would have to be on your candlestick to know exactly where price is tapping into. Now you can see how that price actually passed through all these levels. It passed through this one, passed through this one, and came to this guy. This guy, all right. The moment I see that rejection on that particular level, I will just adjust this guy to this place. That's my new focus now. All right, and I can delete all these other guys to avoid noise on my charts. Okay. Oh, avoid noise on my charts. Now go down a bit. Now once you see this, at this point in time, okay, just the way on the daily time frame. Remember on the daily time frame, the daily time frame was what? It was your what? The daily time frame was your primary time frame, right? Where you look for a rejection. Rejection happened where? Around here, right? And you went down to what? Your 4 hour time frame, which was your what? Your secondary time frame, to look for a break of structure, right? That broke this guy here, so that you can come and get a retest somewhere around here, right? To fly up. Now you are going to repeat the exact same phenomenon on this 4 hour time frame. And this time around, your 4 hour time frame now will become your what? Your primary time frame. So it's more like your 4 hour time frame now will now become your daily time frame to you. Let me take it again. At this point, your 4 hour time frame will then become like a daily time frame to you. It means that your 4 hour time frame at this point in time will now become your primary time frame. Then you could now go down for a second time frame. So that's why I move the line to this place where you see where the line is. Then I will now look for the same thing. I want to go down again, let's say to a 1 hour time frame, to then look for a break of structure on that level. Do you understand? Do you understand? So now where the price break, you can see that price broke here for a break of structure. The price retest, of course, price retested it. You can see that price later came down on this level here to retest the price and flew up. Do you see? So you could actually have, let's say, um, entered here. Let me give you an instance. Where is the line? Could actually have entered right here. So the moment price breaks this level, you can see well that price actually came to what? Retest where? Price came to where? Retest here. This was where price closed above it at first. Okay, closed above it, and you see it came down to what? Retest it over here. Now, where would you have placed your stop loss? Right, like for a rough entry, I will call it a rough entry. You could just had let's say you entered here. Let's say you entered here. What, if, oh, am I kidding? All right, so okay, was it 10,000 I used or 1,000 earlier? I think I used 1,000, not 10,000. So if we had 1,000, for example, how much are we risking? We're risking $7. So if you see that now it's quite smaller than the initial one. Before we're risking $9, but now it's $7. Okay, then then you exactly. So where would you place your take profits? You still go back to your forward time frame to actually go place your take profit somewhere here. You see, so you are now risking little compared to when your stop loss was actually down here. Okay, so that's one way you might want to do these things. So what maybe I'm not satisfied with that let's say you don't have that patience to, let's say um you're not satisfied with that and you want something smaller. Okay, fine, you want a smaller stop loss, like a smaller stop loss. It's very possible. Then right now on this level that we actually drew here, this level we drew here. Let me delete this line so that you won't feel um confused about it. On this same level we drew here, remember? Okay, now we would still go. Now I will make the 1 hour time frame like my daily time frame, and a lesser time frame like a 15-minute time frame like my 4 hour time frame. So I will now repeat the same thing again here, whereby I make my 1 hour time frame my primary time frame. Then I could go down to a 15-minute time frame to make my 15-minute time frame my secondary time frame. Now, like I told you, I do not like using phone. My laptop was stolen. It's very crazy, very crazy, and subscribe to the channel, share this video to your friends, even like the page. And if you want to give me a laptop, why not? You can always give me a laptop. You can always give me a laptop. That would be very nice of you. Okay, so now we need a break of structure. And where is the break of structure? Where did it happen? You can see it happened here. Clean. No, very clean. Very clean. So once you see that on your 15-minute time frame, what should you be expecting is that you would actually, okay, you would actually be drawing out your levels, and your levels will be where you have this level here. Okay, you have this level here as well. What other level do we have? Okay, you have because at this point in time, this was where the break occurred here. That was where the break occurred. Okay, so you actually be expecting a retest. So you might want to, okay, I want to, you might, right off the bat, you might say, okay, I want to enter from here, that retest and fly up. You might want to wait for this line, but you can see that price never came down to that line, right? So now you might ask me like why? Well, if you look closely enough, you will see that there's actually like a kind of spacing. Okay, what about, let me show you something else again. Remember the 50% of that of this level here. You can draw from this point here down here. Okay, so if you could you could just see the border of this place, for example. Now, because this is phone I'm using, it might not be too accurate like when I'm using the system. All right. Now, okay, crazy. So when you have this, you want to actually add your line to this place. Okay, so that's like a 50% retracement level, and you can see that how price bounced off it smoothly. Can you see that? That is incredible. Go to your line chart. You see why I'm doing that. You see that on your line chart there is actually. I'm here to give. I think sometimes I call that thing a wedge. Can you see? So you can see what price did. Going back to your candlestick charts, let's see what really happened. So you can see how price bounced off that level. So once price bounced off that level, you could actually buy from there. And if you buy from there, what would it look like? What would it look like if you bought from this point upwards? This is what it would look like. Let's say you want to buy from there. That would be what you decide to pull your stop loss down here a bit. Okay, so let's say we're using just which is let's say we're using a 1000. All right, what are we risking now? You can see we're risking very little, $1. Incredible. Okay, so we're risking $1, and you can see how we've reduced the number of pips and the stop loss as well. Okay, so now is it possible to repeat this same thing? Let me delete this line, delete this line as well. Is it possible that we could repeat the same break of tests, break of structure on a lower time frame? Yes, of course. Just bring your line to this place. Bam. All right. When your line is there, let me delete this one. Go down to your lower time frame. So that will be what, your 5 minutes time frame. 5 minute time frame. What do you have there? You have. Oh my God! I do not like using phones to trade. Don't. I do not like using phones to trade. Oh, I miss using my soundtracks, my movie soundtracks. Oh God. All right. So now is that now where is the break of structure? Just observe clearly. Okay. Where first of all, where is the line? Consider the line projected from here. Where's my break of structure? Just right here, and this level as well. Quickly. So what if? So how do I enter the trade? Is that if you observe very well, there's actually a break and retest. Look at when price broke this level here. Can you see how price came back to retest? Retest where? Retest here. Let me take that again. Retest where? Retest here. You can see how price came down and moved out. Do you see that? So imagine you had your trade there. Let's say you had the trade there. You just do this. All right. Then your stop loss will just come down where? Somewhere here. So how much are you losing now? Like that. Okay, that's if you had like a $10,000. Sorry, stated 10,000 units you're buying. So let's see what 1,000. 1,000 is 0.01 on MetaTrader. Okay, so how much are you losing? Imagine 0.075. So you can see how we've actually, from the forward time frame, reduced our level of risks. Oh God, we reduce our level of risk by entering off somewhere here. Can you see the importance of using multiple time frame analysis? If this confuses you, I did not intend to make it so. I wish I had used my system. I pray that I get a system as quick as possible. Okay, so yeah. So what about So what about let's say I want to go down again. What if I want to go down again? Like I want to go down again, right? I could just go down again, right? Let's say to my 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame. Now, the truth is that when you're on like the 1 minute time frame and 5 minute time frame, these things become very, very sensitive. So it might not really wait to give you a full complete retracement. Sometimes you just bounce off the nearest broken structural points. Do you understand? That's why if you observe on the 5 minute time frame, it didn't really go down so much for like retracement. It just taps and flew up. Now, this entry I'm giving you, this entry style I'm giving you, is one of my entry styles. I have other entry styles that I could still show you. Okay. So I use anyone depending on what I feel like the market is telling me. All right. There's another entry style which is like people call it LHAS. If that's correct, I could make another video for that one. So now, where did this guy tap? This is where the guy tap. All right. Where is the nearest break of structure? This is the nearest break of structure. One, two, three. Okay, Bram. But look at the first one, first two. The first two break of structures. Observe closely that when price broke these guys, what did you observe? Let me put a line. Did you see how that when price broke it here with that candle closing above it? All right, when price broke it, what do we see? We see that price actually came down to retest into that level and flew up without waste of time. And if you want to observe as well, look at this long candle wick. Okay, 50% of that wick might be a place for price to tap into and rebound. So you might have want to like you might want to take an entry somewhere here. You see, like you want to take your entry somewhere here and fly up. You might want to do that. All right, you might want to do that. But these things sometimes your mind might not be exactly on all these levels. So try to just make it simple for yourself and just quickly enter from this level since the 1 minute time frame. If it was like a 4 hour time frame and I saw this, okay, fine enough. I could be patient enough to probably come down to this level here, like 50% of this week. But because this is a 1 minute time frame, I might not really expect price to come down that low. I would just want to just bounce from here and go up quickly once I see there's a close above that level. Yes. Okay, so yeah, yeah. So I will stop the video here. I will stop the video here. Yes, thank you very much. Subscribe to the video, drop a comment. That's how I will know if you're following along with this video. All right. So do me a favor to share the video to your friends. Like share it very much to your friends into group chats, group platforms. Let this channel become popular. I mean, if you know that okay, truly this thing is really helping you guys, and you feel like okay, there are people out there who need to learn this thing. Why not? So let's make the algorithm alert people. All right. Then if you want to show me love, you have my buy my coffee link on my description page. You can buy me a coffee if you like. Support me in getting a new laptop. Thank you very much. God bless.